Next up for us, 4:25 p.m. Eastern, New England Patriots at Dallas Cowboys, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. What a difference a week makes. I mean, the domination that we were seeing from the Cowboys, and then they lose Trayvon Diggs, and then they lose outright to Arizona. It was just absolutely wild. Let's start with the spread. It opened with the Patriots +7 at -120, and that's exactly where it is again, +7 at -119. There was a moment where Dallas at -7, started getting money. It stopped. It's sitting at 7 right now. But there are 6.5s out there, so but 7 at Pinnacle. Let's go over to the total in this one. We are sitting at 43. This opened up at 42.5, and the first move was towards the under. It got down to 41. It's climbed back up to 43. Let's get over to the cash flow then for this one. We have 77% of the tickets and 94% of the cash on the under, and yet it's bouncing around, which is not a spot that makes me want to hammer the under, even though for the X's and O's I could see it. 61% of the tickets, 87% of the cash on the New England Patriots. Let's move on to the breakdown here. Patriots coming off that 15-10 win at the Jets in the driving rain. Mac 15-29 for 201 yards. Shout out to our guy Swiss Horton back in action. Nice to see you, Swissy. Pharaoh Brown caught 2 passes for 71 yards and a touchdown. Our guy Swiss Horton, now a member, we be pubbing. We thank you for that, Swiss. Kendrick Bourne caught 4 for 46. Zeke had his best game in the Patriots uniform. 16 carries for 80 yards, 1 reception for 7 yards. I imagine that he earned trust after that performance. Ramondre Stevenson ran 19 times for 59 yards. Despite putting up 358 total yards, they didn't have one play in the red zone. The defense completely shut down the Jets, held them to 171 yards and 12 first downs. They held them to 2 of 14 on third down, and Matthew Judon was a beast, as always. 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, and a safety. As a team, the Pats finished with 3 sacks and 7 quarterback hits, and they held the Jets to just 38 yards on the ground. Daniel Quale and Devon Godcho left in the first half and didn't return. Quale with the elbow and Godcho with the ankle. We'll find out more about that. I tried to get more information and couldn't get it. We'll find out more with the injury report tomorrow. Patriots 25-20 loss to Philadelphia and 24-17 loss to Miami is starting to look a lot better. It sure is. The problem here is I wanted the Cowboys to smash the Cardinals, and then I would have been on the Patriots. Instead, they're dealing with nonstop negativity in the media, same old story type stuff, and they're going to be an angry group here. And that's the reason why I'm not already on the Patriots. Cowboys coming off the shocking 28-16 loss at the Cardinals. They had outscored their opponents 70-10 to start the year. And, Trayvon Diggs done for the year, and suddenly the defense looks vulnerable. Dak, 25 of 40 for 249 yards, touchdown and a pick. Gallup, 6 receptions for 92. CeeDee Lamb, 4 for 53. Tony Pollard rushed 23 times for 122 yards. He's a beast. 416 yards of offense, but just 1 of 5 in the red zone. That's a Dak problem. That's always going to be a Dak problem. They allowed the Cardinals to score in all 6 possessions of the first half. I mean, that was shocking. And somehow we pushed the under. I mean, that's when you know you're having a good week. They finished with 2 sacks and 4 quarterback hits, and they were all DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. That's it. No one else doing anything there from the pass rush variety. The defense allowed the Cardinals to go 5 of 10 on third down and 2 and 2 in the red zone. And, Tyler Biadazi and Zach Martin inactive, and they need them. They need those guys back, and we'll have a better idea tomorrow with the Wednesday injury report, whether they'll be in. Take it away for us here, Troy, Patriots, Cowboys.
Yeah, so this one isn't easy, but I already moved on the Patriots +7. I don't like fading good teams off a loss and a bad loss at that, but I think that the Cowboys are kind of like we expected, Jimmy, showing their true colors. As soon as the points stop pouring in from their defense and special teams, what happens? They lose to the Cardinals. I mean, this is a joke, and this makes me realize do not underestimate the fuckery of Coach McCarthy. And you look at the strength of opponents, the Cowboys, they got the Giants, the Jets, and the Cardinals. 3 opponents that are on the bottom end of the spectrum, in my opinion. The Patriots, they had the Eagles, the Dolphins, and the Jets. Eagles, Dolphins, obviously 2 of the top teams in the NFL at this point. Jets, great defense, not very good offensively. But people are selling their stock on Mac Jones, and I really don't get why. I mean, he played 3 really good teams. Obviously, he hasn't looked good, but that's a gauntlet, those 3 teams. the pass block, run block, all these metrics that I look at on the offensive side of things for the Patriots, I want to adjust or kind of overwrite because they have been against three of the best teams. And here they are again against the Cowboys, a great defense in the NFL. But 7 points just seems to be too much. With the Dak Prescott and McCarthy combination, McCarthy, this guy, I've been watching him for years. This guy loses games for his teams. Let's run the ball more. Fired Coach Kellen Moore. He's having a hell of a time over there with the Chargers offense. But, yeah, they fire Kellen Moore. They say, let's run the ball more. Put the play calling in my hands, Coach McCarthy says. Well, they have the second lowest air yards per completion, the second lowest passing attempts in the NFL, middle of the pack at best in all offensive metrics. And they haven't performed very well in the red zone as well. And that was apparent when they were playing the Cardinals this past week. I trust Bill Belichick to keep this one close. The defense for the Patriots continues to rise in the ranks after getting past the Dolphins and the Eagles. Continue to rank up. The second best third down defense in the NFL. And it's funny to me. I mean, I watch Bill Belichick. I've been watching him for years. I love this guy. He's so conservative on first and second down defensively, and then on third down they put the clamps on. It's just a beautiful thing. They defend the sticks so well. They're always really good on third down defense, and that makes me want the Patriots +7. I'm already on it. I just think if the Patriots value their possessions, don't turn the ball over, they'll keep this game close. They'll keep it within a touchdown. And just looking at the Cowboys, how they were able to handle the run game from the Cardinals, kind of leads the NFL last week in rushing yards before contact. I mean, that's unacceptable for a good defense.
I imagine Zeke is going to be big here. It just means so much to him. But I have to say that when a line comes out like this and you see immediately like, well, of course it's Patriots. That makes me so nervous. It's a red flag. So I thought the same as you guys. How could you not? How could they? When this line comes out at 7, the books know they're going to get a ton of cash on the Patriots. And we had everybody in the chat saying Patriots, Patriots, Patriots. You have 61% of the tickets and 87% of the cash on the Patriots. So for those of you on the Patriots, you better see this line move towards you. You better see it move. There better be 6.5s down to 6s, because if this sits at 7,
That's why I bet it, Jimmy. I bet it with anticipation that it will drop. And when the spread drops from 7 below, under 7 to 6, 6.5, and if it drops below that,
oh yeah,
that's what I'm hoping to see, obviously. And then I'll probably be on the money line at that point.
Yeah, this always the spots. I used to always say last year I had 11 straight winning months, and I would say that my gut is a losing gambler, and my gut, first thing I see, my gut goes, gotta be on Patriots, and that just makes the first spot on the board last year in baseball. The first spot on the board I looked at that I liked, I would just put a line through it immediately, and this one reminds me of that. So,
but how about the Cowboys? Second lowest air yards per completion from the explosive offense they were last year to that. I just, there's just so much red flags at this point with the Cowboys.
No, that's all legitimate, but this is going to be one of those spots where you're going to hear. It's possible to hear 9 out of every 10 people say, "Oh, Patriots can stay within 7," and that just makes me nervous. And not saying that you're on the wrong side, it just makes me very nervous.
Yeah,
here.
No, I get it.
And then you have the Cowboys after being embarrassed coming home. The more I talk about it, the more I think that the Cowboys' first half is probably what I should be looking at. Now, I don't want to fade Belichick or anything like that, and I don't want to get too caught up in, if everybody's on the one side, then I, would want the other. Birdie says the red flag is overreacting to a bad game. I don't think that you guys are wrong, and I don't mean to say that, but the very first thing that jumped out at me on this entire card was, how could the Patriots be a +7? And that just makes me nervous here. Rainbow the God says Dallas at home, more pressure for them and Dak. No, I don't see it that way. I see them being embarrassed. They were just embarrassed, and they're going to be locked in here. But I will cheer for you on the Patriots +7. I'm going to take more time with this total here on this one, but I can't. This is one of those spots where It just makes me so nervous. It just jumped off the page. How could the Patriots be 7 when we saw how bad the Cowboys looked without Trayvon Diggs last week? So
No, I assumed that the Cowboys would be the sharp side in this game, but I can't get past the McCarthy coaching. I can't get past that James Conner led the NFL in yards per carry without, before being touched by the defense. You can't get past that type of shit, man.
oh, it's valid. It's definitely
There's
valid.
problems.
It's
There's
going to be a
problems.
really fun afternoon spot here. Troy on the Patriots +7. We're going to go over all of Troy's action and my action here at the end because we're almost there. 3 games left.